So today in class, we're going to be making climagraphs. Climagraphs show the temperature and the precipitation in an area for the whole year. And this is climate, so we're talking about the averages. Average high, average precipitation for the month. Remember, on a graph, you need a title. You need an index or a key to tell us what the lines and the bars represent. You need scales on the axis over here for temperature, the axis over here for precipitation, and then the months across the bottom, and then label those as months. So all of those are the standard things that graphs need. Now we'll take a look at specifically what a climate graph is. A climate graph shows the precipitation throughout the year with a bar graph. And just by looking at this, it looks like this is for Washington, D.C. It gets a little bit more precipitation in the summertime, but it gets some precipitation throughout the year. Looking at the temperatures, I can see the temperatures go up in the summer months and come down for the winter. So this must be a temperate climate, because if it was in the tropics, the temperatures would kind of be just a straight line, no real difference between summer and winter. And I can tell it's in the northern hemisphere because in June, July, and August are the warm months. If this was a town in the southern hemisphere, then the temperature you'd expect to be inverted, where it's colder in the May, June, July, August. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to do our climate graph, because ours is for Houghton County. It's our own data. Okay, so first thing, I'll read the instructions. Graphing Houghton County climate data. So Houghton County climate data, that's what this is about, so that might be a good title for your graph. Make a line graph of the average monthly temperatures. This is the average highs and the average lows for each month. Use a solid line for the highs. So just those are going to be connected with a regular line, and some kind of a dotted or a dashed line for the lows. You could also use different colors. I don't care how you differentiate them, but make sure your two lines look different and tell me what they are in your key. Include a scale on the left y-axis, that's over here, and then labels on the side and bottom, like the example I showed you in the introduction. Don't forget the title, labels, and keys. Those are points off if you forget them. And then you're going to make a bar graph of these numbers over here. Now, these numbers are very specific, 2.58. You're not going to be able to measure that precisely, but you can estimate. 2.5 is different than 2.58. You'll be able to guess or estimate as close as you can. We're not going to worry about the extra credit. And then there's some questions to answer somewhere in this margin or down at the bottom. Squeeze them somewhere on this page, though. So let's get started with the graph. I've kind of figured out the scale for you already. Since our numbers go from single digits up to 75 is our highest number. We have to go from 0 to 80. So I put 80 right here, and it looks like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Yeah, I went up by fives. So I'm not going to write every 5. I'm just going to label that line is 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So now on the bottom here, this line is going to be January. And right above that dash, I will put the dot, since the average high for January is 22. Right above that, there's 20, 25, 22 would be right about there. And then I'm going to go to February. In February, it was 25 right on the nose, so that's 10, 15, 20, 25. And in March, it was 34. 10, 20, 30, 34 would be right there. And now, then I would continue on down for all of the highs and then connect them with, highs are connected with a solid line. So I connect them with a solid line. You might want to use a straight edge for that. I would do all of the highs and then go back and do all the lows and then do the average precipitation in inches. Precipitation is a different kind of graph, and it's a bar graph, and we use these numbers over on this side. So 2.58 is 1, 2, that'd be 2.5. That'd be 2.75, 2.58 would be right about there. And if I follow that across, it's right about here. And now this is a bar graph, and I am going to want to have a straight edge of some kind. Just whatever's handy. And I want the bars to be 2 boxes wide. Just like that. And if you have colored pencils or something, you could shade them in and make it pretty. And then you're going to skip a space, and the next bar would be from there to there. So center the bars over the labels. And remember, this is February and March. It's probably neater if you don't try to write sideways. And so when you're finished, check and make sure you have all of your axes labeled. You have a title. All your data is on there, and then answer these questions somewhere in any open space you have. Just number them so I can tell which one is which, and turn it into the tray. When you're finished with that, you can work on that text marking activity from yesterday, or do something silent on your own. Thanks.